Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video. And right off the bat, before we even go anywhere, of course it is a brand new background in that, as well as we're of course filming this on the road as we've just been and witnessed Rangers battle Liverpool. I say battle, but we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. Apologies if the sound, the audio, that's the same thing, CJ. Okay, we'll have some lights, anyone who's being cheeky, right? The lighting might not be right, anything like that. Apologies, I've tried my best, honestly. It's like art attack back here to get everything going. So hopefully you can see me, hopefully you can hear me. And let's go ahead and discuss Liverpool 2, Rangers 0, and a game of football that leaves a lot to be desired. But before we do go any further on with today's video, we really digest what that game was all about, because I have got some strong opinions, I think, on a couple of players, and I think we need to shake up the squad a little bit, and some of the things I think we've done right, and again some that we've done wrong. I just want to shout out both Rangers and Unibet for going ahead and making all this possible. This was an absolute dream to witness the Battle of Britain. How many times have we sat here and spoke almost story time about my father, my old man, dragging me to all these games? The amount of times he's talked about Ellen Road and the Battle of Britain versus Leeds. Well, now I've been given the opportunity to experience it myself. It's just unfortunate my dad was a little bit under the weather and that, and he's not doing as great right now, so he wasn't able to come and make the trip, but hopefully he's alright watching what that game of football and all that was. And I am sure I'll have either a massive thumbs doing and just one name, maybe a Tav, maybe a Goldson in the actual text messages. So shout out to the old man, and of course shout out to Rangers and Unibet. But let's go ahead and talk about this game of football, because I said right at the very start there was a lot left on there to be desired, because I know this is going to sound ridiculous, because if you just watched that game and you've came here maybe to mock and laugh or whatever from that, yes, Liverpool had so many chances, but if you want a brief little quick summary of how I feel about that game, because this is going to be uploaded mega late. I think we were kept about half an hour back at Anfield, we weren't allowed to leave or anything like that. Can I just say as well, that was a mess even getting in to the stadium, but we're held 30 minutes afterwards and everything like that. So this is going to be uploaded extremely late. So if you just want a quick little summary of how I'm feeling about that, is we were an inch, and I mean an inch, away from making that 2-1 and turning that entire place into nippy bum time central. But if we're actually being fair and we've been brutally honest about that game of football, we were a McGregor paw away from getting beat 7 or 8-0 this afternoon, because Alan McGregor made 4 or 5 point blank saves, and one truly incredible, because it was I was right behind the goal for this one when Salah cut inside. Barisic, why is he letting him go into his left foot, by the way? We'll get into that in a minute. He cut inside, I think he's hit it in, and somehow McGregor, with the fingertips of the god himself, he just somehow gets away. It was an incredible save, and it was an incredible performance for McGregor, where I've just got to hold my hands up and say, I just got it all wrong. I thought, like, again, there is obviously shortcomings in that, but I thought we had to make another decision in terms of number one and go in a different direction. But all he's shown me since he's returned to the sticks is there is levels to this game, and despite McGregor not being as well-rounded as, of course, he once was, he's still fantastic shot stopper, and thank God for it, people. That could and probably should have been a cricket score. And you know, I was going to actually say that it's maybe one of McGregor's best performances, and he puts that into the portfolio, but I'm actually thinking back with the amount of performances and games like that I've seen for Alan McGregor, the portfolio isn't even a portfolio anymore. It's a novel, people, because this is what this guy does. He's just head and shoulders everyone in terms of goalkeeping, especially in our country. And you all know he's one of my favourite all-time players, and he backed that up with his performance today. And sorry man, I got it completely wrong. What a performance to keep us in the game. But we're kind of going round in circles here. Let's get into the actual game recap and break down this 5 at the back for formation, which really drove me crazy. My camera just cut out there, so hopefully everything you've heard so far has been recording. But I just want to say, I'm not going to sit here and rant and rave and shout, get him out, Sharon, it's him, or me, or anything like that, because we lost 2-0 at Anfield. There's been a hell of a lot of good sides over the years to lose 2-0 at Anfield, so I'm not going to spit my dummy out or throw my toys at the pram because we lost a game versus a fantastic Liverpool side. But I'm going to talk from a Rangers fan's perspective, because every game's a story and every game makes you feel a certain way, and this game made me feel very, very disappointed, because to me there was a clear sign both from the tactics and the way we went about our business on the part that we didn't really believe we could get something for that game. And for me, that's where the disappointment lies. We went to Anfield, fearless, all or none, Go ahead and give it what you've got. We've conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games. Everyone is saying we're out. Just go ahead and go after Liverpool. You've seen for the likes of Brighton, the likes of Fulham, the likes of Crystal Palace, how to hurt this team and go after them. And it asked them several questions, but we just set up so negatively. And honestly, it was so disappointing. Now, I'm taking nothing away from Leon King getting into this game and everything like that. 18-year-old laddie from our academy going out there and playing like that when he was flung in, pardon the pun, into the lion's den there, are they? Well, for me, it was brilliant. Like, overall, yes, he had wee iffy moments and everything like that, but in terms of an 18-year-old getting flung into there, I thought he'd done himself hell of a proud, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it was a terrible decision to play him or anything like that, but I just think the game plan, 5 at the back, at Anfield, it's just bending there and saying we didn't believe, because that's what I saw in that first half. I saw a Rangers team that didn't believe they could get a result. We heard it all in the build-up and that, but I never saw it. And again, I could be completely wrong. You can let me know in the comments section below, but I just thought that was defeatist attitudes right off the bat, and it just played right into the hands of Liverpool that was gone, oh, so nobody's going to run at us. What's been causing us to be 9th in the Premier League table. No one's going to run at Trent. No one. Literally no one's going to run at Trent. Alright, let's just pile everybody forward then and stick to what Trent does best. That is attacking. Aye, I just didn't get it. Now again, some people will say we might have been lining up that way to keep it tight for 40, 50, 60 minutes, and then we made the changes that we were always going to make. And maybe people, but I just thought it almost set the wrong tone to the game, because from the first whistle, we went like that and Liverpool went, okay, let's make it our show, and they went after us fast and early. Obviously, they got Salah dived originally trying to get a free kick, and I remember I was standing next to a guy called Lee. We had a good conversation for it, so shout out if you're watching the channel and everything like that. We had a good conversation. I said, he's diving so he can try and get Trent a free kick. Well, a minute or two later, Diaz cuts inside. I believe it's Diaz anyway. He comes in, and I think it's young King that maybe he's just a little bit naive, trying to snap at the ball, takes the play for the behind. It is a free kick in my opinion, and up stepped Trent, and I said to Big Grant, who was with me, I said, this is going in the top bin. I felt it in the soul, people, and again, I had the perfect angle. I saw it curl right. It almost hit me in the square in the Nasher. Do you know what I mean? It almost hit me right here, people, and I just stood like that, and then I done a wee bit of Neil Warnock, and I was like, see, sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say, that there is genuine world class, and we talked about that yesterday. Yes, he couldn't track his delivery on Just Eat, but going forward, set pieces, he's delivering for that is absolutely immaculate. It was a truly world class effort to take the lead for Liverpool and had us all fearing for the worst, because it was more attacks, more attacks, more attacks, and then McGregor had to put that Superman cape on once again and say, right, it's one of these nights. And the first one was a very good save from a header from Nunez, the £100 man. Of course, we played him before. But then we had one of our few times that actually gone forward. Around about the 18th, 19th minute, if I'm remembering the game properly. Ryan Kent gets on the ball and actually drives for one of the few times he's only done it. No, he only never took the handbrake off a lot. He took it off this time. Sprinkle forward. One of us, a free kick, and you're thinking, right, an English right back who's phenomenal at set pieces is giving their team the lead in Liverpool. Canua, English right back who's phenomenal at set pieces and deliveries and everything like that, able to drag us back into the game. And unfortunately for the skip dog, it was a very poor effort as it hit, I believe, the wall right in the crown jewel. So that was a disappointing set piece, and that's as close as we got, people, to scoring in that first 45 minutes, because then it became Nunez versus McGregor. It became Liverpool versus McGregor, and again, you have to just give all the credit to Alan McGregor, who's now 40 years old, by the way, and apologies for saying that, big man, but diving everywhere. He made a good save right to his feet. It was 1v1, got his hands up on that one, got back up, made another save. There was 3 or 4 fantastic moments for McGregor. Honestly, when that half-time whistle went, you went, oh my God, that's about as bad as it gets. Yes, it wasn't maybe a reflection in terms of the scoreline as the Ajax in the very first game, but it certainly wasn't the performance we saw versus Napoli. It was reverting back to being miles off it. And again, I'm not want to be sit here and be overly critical and say, oh, they're terrible at this, they're terrible at that. But I really thought Tillman just wasn't on the same frequency as the other. And again, I didn't like seeing him playing at right wing or right mid, wherever he was asked to play this afternoon. It clearly doesn't play to his strengths, and there was just a problem there, and Liverpool just ate it up, people running at King, running at Tillman, running away from Tillman and everything like that. So there was a lot of errors happening. But again, it is at Anfield versus a fantastic Liverpool side, and that's where I try to find the balance here, because I didn't want to just say, oh, you know what I mean by that. But at the same time, I just wanted to see more for this Rangers team. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So we come out from half-time and I was screaming for changes, because again, to me, Tillman, Miles Affett, Stephen Davis, and I'm going to hate that I need to say this, people, and I really didn't take anything out of this, because you know how I feel about Stephen Davis. But I like Stephen Davis for Scottish football. I think that's where he could be very good. I think what you saw this afternoon versus Liverpool is he's nowhere near. The game just passed him by completely. The pace of the game, everything, they were just bypassing him. Again, he's never been physical or anything like that, but what he was able to do is nip in and win things. It's gone now, and there was a massive jump off, and then we just never had any legs in the middle of the park. And when you're playing 5 at the back and being so defensive, you need legs to not only be able to defend and help your defence out, but be able to spring forward and make things happen going forward. But there was nothing, and I mean nothing, going forward. Morelos was feeding on less than scraps. It looked like we had the boy on a diet. We just never gave him an opportunity at any. And to be fair to the big lad, he got stuck in it a couple of times, brought a couple of good balls down, but there was nothing near him. And I think the perfect little summary of that and backing that up is it wasn't actually Morelos directly involved in this, but 51st minute of the game, just before Liverpool gets the penalty, let me remind you the way the game actually broke down. We had the attack. Lundstram was a fantastic 50-50 that he had to win, by the way, because he's already on a yellow card. It gives it to Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent's running with the ball. He's waiting for runners. He's looking to the left. Barisic isn't there. He's looking to his right. Tav isn't there. He's looking through the middle. Morelos isn't there. And he's waiting and he's waiting. He's got Van Dijk, Matip, and I think, I can't remember was it Thiago that was in front of him? And that is, Thiago, by the way. Honestly, I'll be seeing that guy, my nightmare. Can I just, one second. I seen Thiago do like a roulette thing with the ball, right? No look up, so he's rouletted away from somebody. He's hit a ball with the outside of his foot, with foot looking, one move. Like, I can't even do that on FIFA. And it's dropped 50 yards to the left, right, on a sixpence. I've never seen, ever, seen a boy that can pass a football like Thiago. And I think that'll be something that maybe gets lost in terms of highlights and that, but that was nasty, right? That is a world-class player. And again, it's not someone that like eats, sleeps and breathes football now and watches a lot of the football and everything. We try and do this and that on the channel. It's about as best as it gets. That's as good as it gets. But aye, there's him in front of him, but no one runs for him. He's looking. He's got the ball for about 15-20 seconds. There's not one person who bombs forward and helps Kent. And Kent ends up losing the ball because he's waiting for somebody to go. But we're so defensive-minded and hanging on and everything like that we didn't want to create any gaps and give Liverpool any opportunities for the attack, that we actually end up hurting ourselves because Kent gets tackled. And then what happens 30 seconds, the same passage of play. We're not brave enough to go forward and attack and go for their throats. We lose the ball. One ball out. I think, again, apologies if I'm getting this wrong. They cut inside Tavernier, and I think it's Leon King. Is it Leon King or Ben Davies? Again, I was at the Lorenzo. I didn't get the exact best look. Apologies. I'll try and correct it in the comments. You can let me know and everything like that down below. But I think either Tavernier or Young King, I think it might be King, that clips the laddie. There's nothing either of them can do. It's just genuine class, which I believe that was Diaz cutting inside. And aye, penalty to Liverpool. Not the penalty I was wanting this afternoon, by the way. Tavernier 28-1. I don't even want to get it. Whatever. Anyway, up steps Salah, hits it straight down the middle. I actually kind of had a wee inkling that McGregor was maybe going to get that with his feet, but ends up going in, and you're thinking 2-0. That's game, set, match, especially the way that the game's actually unfolded. I'm talking about with the Salah unbelievable save that we've already mentioned a couple times in today's video. All the saves for Nunes, all the saves for everything, all the claims for everything. Now they're 2-0 up. We're still playing this defeatist kind of way. I was starting to fear for the worst, whatever, and everything like that. But then, like that, we just thought, right, we're 2-0 down. Anfield, they're all errors. Plan A hasn't worked out or anything like that. Let's go for it now. We stopped playing 5 at the back. We went 4 at the back. We took Tillman off and we took Ryan Kent off in that as well and just injected pace. Fashion Sakala again, people, for back-to-back games now for me, has offered something that nobody else got, and that's just the enthusiasm to go forward every time he's got the ball. He must frustrate the life out of Gio because he doesn't want to stop and pass it like that. He just wants to go forward all the time, and he added something, and then Rabi came on 5 minutes after that. And what I absolutely loved right here, people, is like that, Rabi. He gets the ball once, brings it down, and does he stop? Does he cut back? Does he look to pass? No, he just drives at Trent, and Trent lets him get by him and everything like that. And then you're thinking, right, the crowd's up. And then I believe Trent ends up coming off the park, and I think it's Joe Gomez that ends up coming on slightly after that as well. But that doesn't bother Rabi Matondo, because Rabi gets on the ball again and runs at Joe Gomez, gets in behind, beats the goalkeeper. I'm chopping up here, man. I'm ready to go. I think it's in, people, but somehow it gets cleared off the line, I believe, by the Liverpool left-back. I think it's him, anyway, that gets it, and Cholak just can't get to the rebound. You're thinking to yourself, oh my God, we have been completely battered for 80 minutes right there, but what an opportunity to get back into the game when we really shouldn't be getting into the game. But when you've got a goalie like McGregor that can give you the platform to go and do that, you can sometimes nick something, and that was it, people. Again, fine margins there. Yes, we didn't deserve it maybe for the entire 80 minutes of the game, but it was so close to being it. And then we had another opportunity. We get another ball into the mixer. It drops to Cholak. And to be fair, Alisson, sorry, is right close to Cholak. And the big man can't do none. It's literally so close here. But just a difference in Cholak as well. And that's why I wanted him to start this game. I love Alfredo as much as the next man. But I just think when you've got somebody like Cholak, you have to play him, people. And I thought just his way he went about his business. Yes, he didn't get a shot off when probably should have. I think Milner, again, Rabi does very well running down the left, picks him out, but Milner ends up doing a very good slide challenge to stop it. But his 15-minute cameo was completely different and offered a hell of a lot more than what we got from Alfredo in the game. And to be fair, Alfredo never had the type of people going forward like a Cholak did. But I can just tell you what I see. I thought the energy and the passion and the drive and that was there from big Cholak. And aye, there was a spell in that game, the last 10 minutes, that I thought, you know, if we get some here, we might blow the roof off this place. But it wasn't to be, as two set pieces separates Liverpool and Rangers. World-class free kick and a down the middle penalty. Right, I'm a little bit nervous that none of that's just recorded, but I'm just going to continue to rock and roll. Hope you're seeing this right now. If you've not, none of this will be recorded, and I'll just redo the entire video after moaning for several minutes, and then you'll never see any of this. But anyway, we're going to continue as if the video is going to end right there, people, because that's honestly my thoughts and opinions about the overall game. I thought the substitutions added a lot to the game. I thought Jacko's legs were massive in terms of winning the ball back and getting it. Probably should have been a Lundstrom-Jacko type of partnership again in hindsight. And I thought Sakala and Rabi offered a hell of a lot to this Rangers team. And it brings me the question I want to ask you, if you're still watching today's video, if you are able to watch today's video. Do you go with a Sakala and Rabi and just give them a game on Saturday just to see if it gets us sparking in all the directions? I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on the game. Again, people will maybe say I've not been harsh enough, or people will say I'm being too harsh the way I've said. I'm just disappointed because it felt to me that we didn't believe we could get some for the game, where again, I might be just being naive, but I felt like if we approached the game the way we did the last 50 minutes for the 90, we would have done a hell of a lot better than we've done overall in the game of football. But aye, I've had my say. I can't wait to see yours. Let me know down in the comment section below how you're feeling. Before we wrap up today's video, it's just been an incredible trip and that as well. The bus was great. Some of the songs and that, some people were very nice with firing my name in certain songs. It was quite hilarious. And shout out to Stuart P as well, a big Stuart Potter. He's been a good laugh and everything like that as well. And everybody who I've met and who was so nice and said some wonderful things and that during, outside the game, and the way to the game, at the game and everything like that. It's been humbling as always, people, and I genuinely appreciate so many of you that actually tune in and watch today's video, and I'll never ever take it for granted. But aye, time for bed, right? Okay. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section below. And as always, I've been CJ Roman92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.